1 spacewalk down, 2 more to go before next weekend. A US and a Japanese astronaut will go on the next spacewalk Jan. 29, followed by 2 cosmonauts on Feb. 2. Flight engineers Mark Van Hey and Nora Shige Kanai will put on the U.S. spacesuits early next week, and exit the Quest airlock to wrap up maintenance on the Canadarm2. The duo will spend about 6.5 hours wrapping up work from Tuesday's spacewalk, on swapping a degraded latching end effector from the Canadarm2. The spacewalkers will start their excursion Monday at 7:10 a.m. Eastern. NASA TV coverage will begin at 5:30 a.m. Cosmonauts Anton Shkaplerov and Alexander Misurkin are also preparing for their next spacewalk, set for next Friday when they open the PIR's docking compartment hatch at 10:34 a.m. The veteran station residents will don the Russian Orlan spacesuits for a near 6.5-hour spacewalk outside the International Space Station's Russian segment. The duo will retrieve science samples exposed to outer space and install a high-gain antenna on the rear of the Zvezda service module. NASA TV coverage starts 9:45 a.m. Both excursions come in the wake of Tuesday's spacewalk, with astronauts Van Hey and Scott Tingle lasting 7 hours and 24 minutes. The 2 astronauts replaced a latching end effectively on the station's robotic arm, Canadarm2. In the midst of the busy spacewalk work, the Expedition 54 crew has been conducting science to understand how living in space affects the human body. Van Hey is exploring how station lighting affects crew sleep, while astronaut Scott Tingle looked at microgravity's impacts on the brain. Flight engineer Joe Akaba explored using a special strain of bacteria to support long-term life support systems on future spacecraft. On-orbit status report Arthrospirab batch culture today concluded the incubation of 3 Arthrospirab experiment containers ECs, 1 that began 2 weeks ago, and 2 that began last week. The ECs were removed from the Biolab incubator and disassembled inside of the Biolab glove box, prior to the samples being inserted into the -80°C laboratory freezer for ISS Melfi. The Arthrospirab experiment is an important step in making improvements in the area of closed regenerative life support systems in space, which will help in making future human exploration missions beyond low Earth orbit become a reality. The cyanobacterium Arthrospira sp. strain PCC8005 is a candidate for use in spacecraft biological life support systems, for CO2 and nitrate removal, and oxygen and biomass production. However, to ensure the reliability of such a biological life support system, it is necessary to characterize the response of Arthrospira sp. PCC8005 to in situ spaceflight conditions. Neuromapping today. A 52S crew member set up the neuromapping hardware and performed his Flight Day 150 tests in strapped-in and free-floating body configurations. The neuromapping investigation studies whether long-duration spaceflight causes changes to brain structure and function, motor control, or multitasking abilities. It also measures how long it would take for the brain and body to recover from possible changes. Previous research and anecdotal evidence from astronauts suggests movement control and cognition can be affected in microgravity. The neuromapping investigation performs structural and functional magnetic resonance brain imaging (MRI) and fMRI to assess any changes that occur after spending months on the ISS. Lighting effects. A 52S crew member conducted a visual performance test by stowing the hardware in their crew quarters, setting the light to the correct mode, turning all other light sources in the crew quarters off, and performing a color discrimination test. After the test was completed, the crew member set up the ActiWatch hardware to prepare for a 2-week-long sleep study session, where the crew member will track his sleep patterns and wakefulness. The sleep study session will begin tomorrow. The lighting effects investigation studies the impact of the change from fluorescent light bulbs to solid-state light-emitting diodes (LEDs) with adjustable intensity and color, and aims to determine if the new lights can improve crew circadian rhythms, sleep, and cognitive performance. Advanced Colloids Experiment Temperature 6 ACET6 Module Configuration. The crew configured the Fluids Integrated Rack for Light Microscopy Module LMM to initiate the ACET6 science runs by removing the LMM confocal test target from the inside of the LMM auxiliary fluids container and installing the ACE module. The ACET6 investigation studies the microscopic behavior of colloids in gels and creams, to provide new insight into fundamental interactions that can improve product shelf life. Colloids are suspensions of microscopic particles in a liquid, and they are found in products ranging from milk to fabric softener. Consumer products often use colloidal gels to distribute specialized ingredients, for instance droplets that soften fabrics, but the gels must serve two opposite purposes. They have to disperse the active ingredient so it can work, yet maintain an even distribution so the product does not spoil. Meteor hard drive exchange and antivirus update. The crew removed and replaced the hard drive and performed an antivirus update to the Meteor laptop located in the Window Observational Research Facility Wharf. The Meteor payload is a visible spectroscopy instrument with the primary purpose of observing meteors in Earth orbit. Meteor uses image analysis to provide information on the physical and chemical properties of the meteoroid dust, such as size, density, and chemical composition. Since the parent comets or asteroids for most of the meteor showers are identified, the study of the meteoroid dust on orbit provides information about the parent comets and asteroids. Separator plumbing assembly spar and filter remove and replace RR. Today, the crew performed an RR of the urine processing assembly UPA spar and purge filter. Data analysis indicated the spar was not removing all free gas from the purge distillate, which in turn was sent down into the primary distillate line. This RR was performed in order to eliminate free gas returned to the distillation assembly DA during the UPA dry-down reprocess. Extravehicular activity EVA operations. The crew participated in a debrief of yesterday's EVA with ground specialists and performed a post-EVA extravehicular mobility unit EMU water recharge. In preparation for the next USAS EVA planned on January 29, the crew also performed enhanced caution and warning system ECWS and safer training sessions and an EMU swap. Today's planned activities. All activities are complete unless otherwise noted. Arthros Beaver items on STO Health Maintenance System HMS Periodic Health Status PHS Post-EVA Examination ISS CREWSS IPC Conference Arthros Beaver EC Disassembly Acoustic Monitor Battery Swap COM Config Verification of One Flow Sensor Position Fluids Integrated Rack Doors Open Regenerative Environmental Control and Life Support System ECLSS Recycle Tank Drain Testing BETA08 Biomed Belts in all Nanomeek No. 6 using Gamma 1M hardware. ACET6 module configuration ISS ham radio power up ORLANMK No. 6 systems, spacesuit separation unit, COM, and medical parameters check via telemetry. ORLANMKS No. 4 systems, spacesuit separation unit, COM, and medical parameters check via telemetry. Lighting effects visual performance test light setting subject COM reconfig into initial after all in COM. Check GLISM video hardware battery charge start regenerative environmental control and life support system RGN wastewater storage tank assembly WSTA fill insertion of Arthros Beaver reservoirs into Melfi at 80 degrees Celsius collecting PILLE sensor data post-USIS EVA extravehicular activity mobility unit EMU enhanced caution and warning system ECWS onboard training Arthros Beaver items STO fluids integrated rack doors close dug review Merlin 3 desiccant removal ISS ham service module pass review EVA translation paths and work zones using DUG application. Extravehicular activity EVA simplified aid for EVA rescue safer onboard trainer OBT urine processing assembly UPA separator plumbing assembly spar remove and replace maintenance separation. Equipment audit for the separation experiment. Regan urine processor assembly purge filter remove and replace urine processing assembly UPA rack close out drying biolab incubator cold spot sponge Melfi ice brick gather terminate batteries charge and GLISM video system setup GoPro camera 2 EVA. Separation. Photography of space behind MRM1 panels 203,207, 306, 406. Countermeasures system CMS advanced resistive exercise device ARED cylinder flywheel evacuation replacement of 2 gas liquid mixture filter. Inspection of trap insert Meteor hard disk drive and antivirus update regenerative environmental control and life support system ECLSS recycle tank fill part 3 scheduled monthly maintenance of central post laptop log file downlink via OCA. Extravehicular mobility unit EMU water recharge neuromapping experiment neurocognitive test video subject extravehicular mobility unit EMU swap closeout of 2 activities. Content. Experiment Ops IMS Update Extravehicular Activity EVA Debrief Acoustic Monitor Setup for Static Measurements iPad Air 2 Charge to Phase Flow Experiment Multipurpose Small Payload Rack MSPR Video Compressor and Recording Unit MSPR VRU Power Cycle Completed Task List Activities N3 HD Encoder Cable RR Ground Activities. All activities are complete unless otherwise noted. SSRMS LB Checkout EMU Water Recharge Support Standard Commanding 3-day look ahead Thursday, 0125, EVA Preps Tool Config, Proc Rev, Battery Charge Biolab, Acoustic Mon Deploy, Plant Gravity, FEMTOS80 Deploy a Demo, JOTIMBSU Install Friday, 0126, EVA Preps Tool Config, Doug Rev, Proc Rev, GoPro SU, Battery Charged Robo Rev, EMCS Main, Plant Gravity, SLAMMD Saturday, 0127 Weekly Housekeeping, Crew Off Duty Quick ISS Status Environmental Control Group Component Status Electron on VASDUC Manual on SM Air Conditioner System SKV1 off to SM Air Conditioner System SKV2 on Carbon Dioxide Removal Assembly CDRA Lab Operate Carbon Dioxide Removal Assembly CDRA Node 3 Standby Major Constituent Analyzer MCA Lab Idle Major Constituent Analyzer MCA Node 3 Operate Oxygen Generation Assembly ODA Process Urine Processing Assembly UPA Standby Trace Contaminant Control System TCCS Lab Full Up Trace Contaminant Control System TCCS Node 3 off. Please follow SpaceRF on Twitter and like us on Facebook.